just did something most people thought they'd never dare: reviving the Prelude. Yeah, that Prelude, the icon that ruled the roads for over 2 decades, then vanished, like a hit song that stopped mid-chorus. And guess what? The comeback was so wild, it sold out before the first deliveries even started. Now, you'd think the 2026 Prelude would return as a tire-screeching beast. Pure gasoline, loud exhausts, the kind of car that smells like adrenaline and bad decisions. But nope, Honda pulled a plot twist worthy of a K-drama. The new Prelude runs on the EHEV hybrid system. Not full gas, not full electric. Half tradition, half tech. Like meeting your ex and realizing they've joined a monastery and learned machine learning. But here's the thing, you shouldn't laugh. This is actually a genius move. While everyone else is chasing full EVs that need 3 hours of coffee time to charge, the Prelude chose the middle road. Electric power to boost emotion, not kill it. The electric motor wipes out lag and throws instant torque, while the gas engine keeps the sound, the vibration, the soul that every Honda fan worships. And the best part? The Prelude didn't come back to scream, "Hey, I'm a legend." It just stands there, quiet, confident, like saying, yeah, I was legendary, and I can still teach these new kids what driving really means. Honda isn't chasing top speed. They're chasing that feeling when speed happens. A comeback that's elegant, confident, and unmistakably Honda. No drama, just depth. So the question now is, can the Prelude really redefine what a modern hybrid coupe should be? Keep that thought, because next, we're diving straight into its beating heart, where the electric motor and VTEC start flirting. If there were an award for the strangest marriage in the auto industry, the 2026 Honda Prelude would walk home with the gold trophy. On one side, you've got a calm, fuel-sipping Atkinson cycle gasoline engine, quiet, disciplined, hates drama. On the other, a high-strung electric motor, instant torque, short temper, and loves attention. How do these two live together without throwing wrenches at each other? Simple. Either you're a genius or you're Honda. The new Prelude runs Honda's EHEV hybrid system, similar to the latest Accord and Civic hybrids, but tuned for a much sportier response. Here's how it works. The electric motor does most of the driving, while the gas engine only steps in when needed, like the backstage crew keeping the show flawless. You hit the throttle, electricity jumps in first, gas follows right after, and boom, instant seamless acceleration. No CVT whining, no turbo lag hiccups, just pure, continuous pull. Honda's keeping the exact output numbers under wraps, but insiders estimate around 200 horsepower, which puts it toe-to-toe with cars like the Mazda MX-5 and Toyota GR86. But numbers aren't the point. Honda doesn't chase spec sheets, they chase instincts. They know that the feeling of "you press, it moves" matters way more than any 0 to 60 brag. The secret sauce? The intelligent multi-mode drive system. It decides when the electric motor works solo, when the gas engine takes over, and when they both team up. At low speeds, the Prelude glides in full electric mode. Quiet, smooth, efficient. Need more pull? The gas engine fires up, charges the battery, and joins the party. And when you floor it, both systems dance in sync, delivering a surge that doesn't need a traditional gearbox to feel alive. The coolest part? Despite all that complexity under the hood, it feels natural. You don't sense any switching, no awkward transitions, just a constant wave of torque, smooth like ocean surf. That's Honda's philosophy right there. Technology should hide itself so the driver can focus on what truly matters: driving. Or to put it another way, if VTEC is emotion, then EHEV is caffeine. It gets your heart racing but keeps you sharp enough not to flip the car. Next, we'll see how Honda wraps all that energy inside a shape so perfectly balanced, it's almost dangerous.
You know what's funny? The 2025 Honda Prelude has this quiet kind of charm. It doesn't flex its muscles, doesn't scream for attention, yet somehow you just can't look away. While other brands keep slapping on wings, fake vents, and zigzag LED strips like they're shouting, "Look, I'm a sports car," the Prelude just smiles. It's the kind of confidence that comes from knowing you look good without having to prove it. Honda designed the Prelude like a symphony of proportions: a long hood, low-slung body, and that smooth, wave-like roofline. No gimmicks, no clutter. Every crease has aerodynamic purpose. Every vent exists for efficiency, not decoration. The result? A drag coefficient around 0.26 to 0.27, lower than even the Civic Hybrid. Translation? It glides quieter, slices through air cleaner, and sips less fuel, all while keeping that pure coupe silhouette. The hybrid battery sits low in the chassis, giving it a low center of gravity and almost a 50-50 weight balance, nearly unheard of for a front-wheel drive car. So when you dive into corners, it doesn't flinch or roll, it just flows, like the car and the road are having their own private conversation. Here's the cool part. Honda didn't turn the Prelude into another stiff-necked sports car like the Civic Type R. This is a grown-up coupe for drivers who don't need to roar to feel alive, but still crave precision, balance, and grace. It drives sporty, yes, but with calm elegance, like a swordsman who only draws his blade when absolutely necessary. From a design standpoint, Honda is redefining sporty. It's not about aggression anymore. It's about purity, simplicity, accuracy, and efficiency. That's why the Prelude feels dangerous. Not because it's trying too hard, but because it's so perfectly balanced, it makes you afraid to mess up. Coming up next, we'll step inside, where Honda turns human instinct into engineering instinct. Get ready, because the Prelude's cabin is a masterclass in intelligent minimalism, something a lot of car makers should have learned years ago. Step inside the 2025 Honda Prelude, and you'll instantly get why Honda calls it the driver's coupe. No giant tablet eating half the dashboard, no spaceship vibe straight out of a Marvel movie. Just a focused, clean, alert cockpit. The driver's seat sits low and hugs you tight. The classic sit in, not on feel. Drop yourself down to wheel height, and suddenly you're not just steering, you're feeling the road through your spine. The dashboard tilts slightly toward the driver, and thank goodness, real physical buttons are still here. Because Honda knows, if you have to scroll through menus to adjust your car, it's not sporty, it's annoying. In the near-production concept, the Prelude comes with an HUD showing speed and hybrid data. Just enough info, not a light show. The 10.2-inch digital cluster is sharp, quick, and refreshingly drama-free. This is a cabin made for reaction, not presentation. Every control feels exactly where your hands expect, from the shifter to the drive mode switch to the perfect elbow rest. As one Honda engineer put it, if the driver has to think about where a button is, we failed. Look closer and you'll notice the subtle class: leather fabric mix, brushed aluminum trim, soft ambient lighting, more fighter jet than living room. Everything's aimed at pure driving focus, where you and the car move like one organism. Back seats? Technically, yes. It's a 2+2 coupe, so you can fit a close friend or a golf bag, depending on your priorities. The Prelude doesn't promise family duties. It was born for the driver's grin after a perfect corner. And even with the hybrid setup, it still nails that classic coupe profile: long hood, set-back cabin, tight rear deck. No folding screens, no AI chatter, just you, the steering wheel, and the sound of the wind. Simply put, the Prelude's interior doesn't ask, "Are you sure?" It just says, "Go for it." Next up, the conclusion. We'll find out if the Prelude truly earns its title as the coupe that connects two worlds, the mechanical past and the electrified future. And here we are, the grand finale, where every legend must prove it didn't come back just to remind us, but to redefine the game. The 2025 Honda Prelude isn't the fastest car out there. It's not the most powerful either, but it has something that even $100,000 EVs are still trying to figure out: the conversation between man and machine. While other brands are busy racing to see who can fit the biggest screen or the longest range battery, Honda quietly takes a different route: smaller, simpler, but deeper. They didn't build a smartphone on wheels. They built a machine that makes you want to drive again. The Prelude doesn't flex with brute force. It proves itself through response, hybrid smoothness, and chassis precision. It doesn't scream, "I'm the future," because it is the present running on a perfectly balanced heartbeat of gas and electricity. Technically speaking, the Prelude is a symphony between the past and the future. The EHEV hybrid system flows as smoothly as the Accords, but tuned for sharper response. Throttle feedback is instant, and the variable ratio steering feels laser precise. A low center of gravity and 50-50 weight balance, numbers you'd usually find only in pure sports cars. Emotionally, the Prelude might just be the last romantic checkpoint before Honda fully crosses into the all-electric age. It reminds us, performance doesn't have to shout, it just needs to feel real. You don't need 800 horsepower, just one perfect corner that makes your heart skip. And since this is Carcry, let's have a little fun. Some brands are out here building high-performance EVs weighing 2.5 tons and then adding fake engine sounds. Sorry, but the Prelude doesn't need to pretend. It weighs around 1,500 kilos, and when you hit the throttle, it talks to you for real. If you need synthetic noise to feel excitement, you've already lost the race. So here's the bottom line. The 2025 Prelude isn't just a reborn coupe. It's Honda's survival statement. We will electrify, but we will never lose our soul. And that, my friends, is why the Prelude isn't just a car. It's a memory rewritten in the language of today. So tell Carcry this. If you had to choose between a numb EV and a Prelude that actually talks back, which one would you drive? Because here, we don't just drive cars, we drive emotion.